Meghan Markle got her worst roast yet.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
Her royal wineness can't seem to catch a break, and in a recent episode, Piers Morgan also hopped on board and mocked her string of never-ending flops.
Why would you buy Meghan Markle jam?
Sauce. And that makes you happy. I mean, you actually sit there
it does actually,
and you look gleeful.
It does, yeah.
It is actually satisfying, and today we're going to cover it all. But first, you have to see Meghan's latest groundbreaking podcast appearance.
And so I'd created for the kids these email addresses that sort of like names, again, that you would never guess, that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
So beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
You made me cry. Good thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
Oh my gosh. I don't even, okay, so I have not done a show in no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have? What are you talking about?
You look exactly the same though.
There's a reason I called it groundbreaking, and it's that it introduced me to Jamie Kern-Lima, who's basically Drew Barrymore on steroids. You see, Drew's known for getting a little too touchy and sitting too close to guests, but Jamie takes this to a whole new level. Watching her podcast feels like an acting class on facial expressions you didn't know were humanly possible. And no, I'm not bullying her, just having a little fun, pointing out how it does seem a little inauthentic. You know, it's hard to believe you could keep up a level of exaggerated emotion without putting on a persona. I mean, not me, of course. Anyway, I'm kidding. With that out of the way, Joe's assessment of Meghan Markle right here.
Full disclosure, I do think Harry's a... But,
well,
you know.
he seems to be. And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
I haven't heard that term in a while. She's a harlot, almost.
She's, well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful. But it's also very strange that he was, essentially infiltrated by a very ambitious actress. You know, she used to be on Deal or No
infiltrated?
Deal. She was one of the Deal or No Deal ladies.
The way it works? Is he infiltrated
so.
or was she infiltrated?
Well, it depends on who's getting...
Yeah.
It depends on the methods.
And now
yeah. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with the briefcases.
She didn't like being objectified on Deal. Did you think it was an executive position, ma'am?
Yeah.
You're one of the hot ladies holding up a suitcase.
The Deal or No Deal comments perfectly sum up Meghan's entire worldview. On one of her podcast episodes, she said she didn't like feeling forced to be all looks and little substance. Okay, but that was literally the entire point of the briefcase model role. What's next? A Miss America contestant saying she's shocked they didn't grade her on her dissertation? But here's the interesting part. This same type of attitude is still with her to the day. For instance, during her appearance on Jamie's podcast, the internet quickly picked up on something odd, and it did cause a massive controversy, so let's see what it is.
In that conversation about As Ever, she showed a basket that she had sent to the host of the podcast as a thank you for allowing her to come on, which sparked a whole other media firestorm. Now, I want you to look at this. She sent a little basket, and here you can kind of zoom in here, and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Guys, this is not just something that I found online. This is not something that was AI'd or photoshopped. This screenshot is from the podcast interview that was uploaded on YouTube. And of course, you might be looking at this photo and saying, Brett, why is this even relevant? It is a gift basket with a card. Who cares? Okay, I care. The internet cares because she was caught red-handed using Her Royal Highness. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us for the last couple of years.
Now, just to clear things up, Meghan and Harry were never officially stripped of their royal titles. Despite stepping back from their royal duties back in 2020, they apparently still hold them. Let me tell you how. When the couple announced their exit, the Queen told them to stop using their titles. However, recent reports show that they still hold them, but by agreement, they do not use them for commercial purposes. While they do not publicly use HRH, this was a personal gift and their titles remain. End quote. So, in other words, they agreed to just keep them in a drawer next to the emergency tea bags and that Spotify deal that didn't work out. But nothing comes close to the roasting Meghan received during a recent Piers Morgan show. And since we're on the topic of the titles, it makes sense to start from there.
You've got this sort of rival court in Montecito, and I think we almost have to stop. Maybe it is a case of, the whole question over their title, but almost stop treating them as a royal couple because they're not. They are a celebrity couple.
Shouldn't Charles just take the titles away? I saw Ian Wilson write that at the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And I thought significant that he finally did that because he loves
Well, I think the fact that she's using that HRH title, even privately, is problematic for the palace. I think that's something they will be watching very, very closely because it was the express wish of the late Queen.
Yes.
She wasn't going to strip them of it, but they weren't to use them. And of course, even in a private capacity, it's like, well, it's out there now. So should we just put it on the Netflix contract?
Exactly. I'm not sold on the rival palace part, as the royals are nothing but a ceremonial role, and this isn't the medieval ages. It's not like they're here to raise an army and launch an invasion of the UK. But if you can't honor your husband's late grandmother's wishes, it tells the world a lot about your character. And isn't this the same couple that stepped away from the royal family because of how toxic and unfamiliar the whole institution was? So why cling to the title? Why keep using the same royal connection to boost your image and add credibility to your brand if it's not credible by your own assertion? Piers also took some jabs at Meghan's emails that I showed you at the start of the video, and needless to say, he did not hold back.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother about every time you burped in public. You know what's really interesting about that clip? That's not actually her podcast. It's her appearing for the first time on another podcast, barefoot, no makeup, the usual weird, manipulative kind of thing. You're trying to send some message about it. I knew her a bit before she met Harry. She was nothing like that. She didn't speak like that. Her mannerisms weren't like that. This is all fake, right? She was a real hard-nosed LA girl, right, who was on the fast track. Yeah. Now she's like this, oh, I'm soft, I'm mummy, I'm this. It's all bullshit.
Well, she is an actress, and this is just another performance. What Meghan's really doing is trying to tap into that niche audience that gets inspired by surface-level empowerment quotes while ignoring all the controversy surrounding the person saying them. And yeah, the audience exists. It's the same reason the Kardashians became household names.
Fixed contract.
Yeah, and what we haven't seen, Paula, is any more details of the phenomenal sales of the As Ever range. Because I suspect what happened was they had about 3 pots of jam that sold out because they bought them all.
Strawberry sauce.
And ever since, there hasn't been actually any update on the extraordinary sales. And I suspect it's just tanking like everything else they do. Why would you buy Meghan Markle jam?
Sauce. And that makes you happy. I mean, you actually sit there and you look gleeful.
It does, yeah.
And that is...
It does. You know why?
And that's really
I am
shame.
No, because I don't
we were talking about humanity.
No, I don't want them...
We were talking about humanity.
I don't want them making money out of being royals.
You don't want them
while they're simultaneously trashing the royals and damaging the monkey.
Speaking of the jams, they were highly advertised during Meghan's Netflix series, which she might be facing a $10 million lawsuit over because the DIY bath salt recipe from the show has reportedly left a woman with catastrophic burns, allegedly. But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to see these amazing takedowns, please share the video with them. It means the world. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.